Yo peeps, what up? Erik Galaxy here. What are we gonna talk about? I don't know. Olympics? Yeah, right. I'm sure, yeah, there's the baseball still going on. The 365 day a year monster, also known as the NFL, still goes on. But let's face it, everybody's talking about the Olympics. And what would the Olympics be without scandal? Dum dum dum, right? Cheating, Canada, soccer team, drones flying overhead, checking out the New Zealand team before their match or whatever. I mean, I played soccer for a long time, and I'm only sure what the drones and the cheating, what kind of advantage that would give you. But like I said, that was a long time ago, so I don't know. But anyways, yeah. So Canada caught cheating. Their coach was suspended for like a year from being in soccer or whatever. But anyways, yeah, there you go. And the thing is, the Canadians are like, everybody knows, like, oh, they're so nice, the Canadians, and here they're going, oh yeah, we cheated, we've been doing it for a long time. But so I mean, you know, go about your business, I guess, right? Whatever. Anyways, that was pretty bad. But yeah, so there you go. So anyways, yeah, so Olympics, opening ceremonies, controversy there. So apparently there is a faction of people who believe that the opening ceremonies were disgraceful, disrespectful. For people in the know who have been watching Olympic opening ceremonies for 50 years, 60 years, the opening ceremonies are never about sports. They're about the artistic, cultural representation of that particular time in history. So for the people that were like, well, it had nothing to do with sports, it's like the opening ceremonies have never had anything to do with sports. It's all about representing your country culturally and artistically. I thought that the Marie Antoinette, the heads and the laps kind of thing, that was pretty funny, but I like dark humor. Lady Gaga doing that totally decidedly French routine on the steps was like, oh, home run. Awesome. I don't like Lady Gaga that much, but that was pretty freaking cool. It was totally, as being a self-professed Francophile, that was French. That was French. But the big thing was the controversy over, I guess, a bunch of drag queens recreating what the painting of the Last Supper, I guess. And so there were a whole bunch of people denouncing that because it was disrespectful, whatever, blah, blah. It was, they didn't dig it. They didn't dig it because, like, oh, wow, that's not cool, man. You're disrespecting Christianity. And it's like, I don't like talking about politics or religion on this show, but this kind of has a sports tie-in, so I'm going to talk about religion. I don't think any religion, well, that I know of, but the ones that I do know of, you haven't done a whole lot of good things over the centuries either. You know, murder, pedophilia, genocide. I mean, come on, come on. Also, I'm pretty sure that Leonardo da Vinci, the person who painted that painting, was not alive or had any eyewitness accounts to that particular event, whether or not it happened. Because, I mean, there's no eyewitness accounts of that Last Supper being done. I mean, there's people talking about it way, way later, but nobody who was actually there. And Leonardo wasn't there. That was it's basically a painting of his thoughts about how it might have looked. So if you're gonna get your panties all in a bunch, do not watch the movie Life of Brian by the Monty Python people, because you will like shit your pants, because it's freaking funny as hell and it's so true. And I mean, this is the City of Lights, so lighten up, Francis. Lighten up. Also, the people talking about how there was no sports involved. I thought that robot horse galloping down the Seine was pretty freaking cool. So there's your equestrian event right there. Equestrian, if you want to go there. Also, there were the teams coming in on the boats down the Seine. There were some really big boats and some really small boats. So you had you had some boats that had like several delegations by alphabet, you know, in them. So they were, because they had small contingents of Olympic athletes. But and then you had like oh wait a second, well here's Iran and Iraq with small contingents, but they were in separate boats because apparently those guys don't get along, so they couldn't be in the same boat. They had to be in small boats. And some of these small boats, I mean, I don't remember what teams were in them, but man, I really hope that they were seafaring or people who lived on the coast, because those boats were rocking. They were like, the waves are coming up, splashing. It's like, I hope they have, I'm pretty sure they had lifeguards on hand, but yeah, the waves going, and those boats are like bam, bam. It's like, and I'm thinking, did anybody think about this? Oh, hey, we probably don't want to put a big boat and then put a small boat behind the big boat, because, well, that's going to suck for the little boat. I'm not really sure if that's what they were thinking of. And then there was that floating turd thing. It was like with the guy that playing the piano and the person singing, and fire, I guess, was coming out. Whatever. It's like, what's that all about? Why is that? Why are they on this like pile of crap? pile of seaweed, flotsam and jetsam. Is that what it's called? Anyways, why would so yeah, it was that was a little weird, but yeah, I mean, which brings me to the point about the triathlon. So apparently the Seine is so full of poop, I guess. I don't know. This this is what I'm hearing, that they couldn't do the triathlon for a few days because the E. coli levels were so high. And I'm thinking, well, okay, they're having a surfing event 10,000 miles away in Tahiti. Could they not have put the triathlon there? What would have been? I mean, huh? And by the way, that surfing in Tahiti, I tried to watch a little bit of it, but it was a little bit boring because you had to sit around, because they have to wait for the big waves to come, and they're waiting, and they're waiting, and they're waiting. And yeah, sure, you got some really awesome pictures of those surfers going through that tube later on. That's fine, but yeah, well, you're gonna wait around to get that good picture. That was just, yeah, I wasn't. Whatever. I'm that guy that's pretty much going to watch just about anything during the Olympics. I got 3 screens. I got 2 laptops. I got a TV screen. So I'm like boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And I could have one of those multi-screen things if I want to. You know, USA, NBC, Peacock, blah, blah, blah. Got it all. There's certain things that I'm not going to watch. It's like I am not interested in any way. We're talking like synchronized swimming. Synchronized swimming. That's just kind of creepy. I mean, they wear so much makeup on, it's almost garish. They're like clowns in the water. I don't know. I'm not going to watch golf or tennis or soccer. You know, golf and tennis, they got their own stuff going on. They got their own tournaments, their own tour, and their majors. They don't need to be in the Olympics. I know soccer has been there for like a really long time, since the beginning. But I mean, you know, the thing about soccer is that you're not going to see the national teams like. Because apparently all your players have to be under 23, but you get 3 exceptions. You get three exceptions. So, like, let's say Argentina wants to field a team in soccer for the Olympics. They can only be under 23. But, 3 exceptions. Well, let's put on Lionel Messi, and let's put on the other 2 guys from the World Cup winning team, and let's see who wins that one. Or any other team. You know, obviously the USA has no chance whatsoever. But I'm just saying, it's like, France? Yeah, sure. You can only, but, Mbappe can be on there, and, we'll bring Zidane out of retirement, whatever. But anyways, yeah, I mean, but I'm still not going to watch soccer. The only reason basketball is the thing is because it's been there a long time. Although, I think that basketball should follow the same rules as soccer does. It says everybody has to be under the age of 23. Although, there's a lot of superstars in the NBA that are under the age of 23. So I say, let's modify that. Let's say, okay, you can't be under contract to any NBA team. So you can be under contract to playing for a European or an Asian league or whatever. That's fine. But you cannot be under contract with an NBA team. And that would kind of make it a little more level. But anyways. That's my thought. Skateboarding. Isn't there the thing called the X Games where skateboarding is supposed to go? I mean, right? I mean, it's like snowboarding in the Winter Olympics. Yeah, no, that's not an Olympic sport. Why aren't there motorcycles? How come there's no motorsports in the Olympics? No motorcycles, no car racing, no jets. I mean, I mean, if we're gonna upgrade the Olympics to include, you know, the new millenniums, why ain't there jets, motorcycles, cars? Are there a lot of sports that I'm not interested in usually that I will watch? Heck yeah. I mean, I don't want to watch equestrian. I'm not into badminton or that other stuff. I'm trying to think of what, you know, anything. Mountain biking. Yeah, I'm not interested in any of that stuff. When it's even gymnastics or swimming, I'm not interested in that stuff. The previous 4 years, the Olympics. But it's the Olympics. It's the freaking Olympics. And yeah, I get it. There are some people out there like, oh, I'm not interested, blah, blah. It's like, that's fine. That's fine. More for us, right? More for us. Which kind of sounds stupid because it's not like there's more food or oxygen or gas. But anyways, yeah, I get it. You don't want to watch the Olympics? Don't watch the Olympics. I was in the store the other day and I was talking to the cashier and he's all like, hey, what do you got, any plans for this weekend? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to watch the Olympics. And the guy next to me is like, oh, I love the Olympics. I'm like, me too. I love the Olympics. I'm going to watch it. Every 4 years, I'm going to watch shit that I would never ever watch the previous 4 years. Diving? What? Yeah, I love the Olympics. It's not just the competition in itself, it's the backstories. And it's country versus country, which I'm all in anytime there's country versus country competition. Alright, so Snoop Dogg did not run with a torch. He kind of was like walking along. I mean, come on, man. Really? You gotta freaking run with the torch, okay? The fact that he was even chosen as somebody to carry the torch is like, okay, fine, but freaking run! Freaking run with the torch! Jesus Christ! A little tradition here, a little respect for the running, the carrying of the torch. I mean, I get it. If you, I've seen in the past where there's people in wheelchairs, and there's people that are paraplegic or people that you know, mentally disabled, whatever. I get it. Okay, wait a second. Snoop Dogg, is he mentally disabled? Anyways, so he didn't run. He walked along. Also, the other thing that was a little disappointing was the Olympic cauldron. So now, in the past, 100+ years, a flame has been lit in a cauldron to represent the eternal flame from Greece and burning and whatever, yada yada yada. So this time, though, the runners are running up and they both have a torch and there's a flame coming out of it, and they touch the torch to this circle, and all of a sudden this thing, the cauldron, lights up, and I'm like, that's pretty freaking cool. That's pretty freaking, this big balloon. That was pretty cool. It was cool. It was awe-inspiring. Come to find out later on, there's no fire involved. It's basically the Bellagio fountains. It's basically, it's lights and water. So there's water spraying up, and then there's lights shining on the water. So there's really no flame involved whatsoever. Now, I get it. Trying to go green. Trying to, you know, but once again, don't try to sell me on the fact that it is something when it's not. It's not, there's no burning flame around that big balloon. It's water and light. It's basically the Bellagio fountains. So yeah, I was a little disappointed in that. I'm interested to see what's going to happen in LA in 2028, because you've got an iconic stadium with a big bowl of stuff that gets lit a couple times. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, you know, it was a little let down. You know, a little let down. Yeah, a little let down. So really, the toughest part of this whole watching the Olympics is there's a 9-hour difference. So if you want to watch stuff live, you have to stay up till well, if you're on the East Coast, 3 a.m. and if you're on the West Coast, you got to stay up at midnight to watch whatever's going on, because at midnight on the West Coast, where I'm at, that makes it 9 o'clock in the morning there, and they already have stuff going on. So and then and you're kind of at the whim of the networks, because NBC, who owns the rights of stuff, is like, you know, they do the primetime show like late at night, and by that time you've already seen the ticker on the bottom. Oh, so and so won this, so and so won this, whatever. It's like so kind of a little bit of the drama is kind of taken out of it, unless you don't want to, like, you want to la 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 la, or well, actually it'd be la la, well, one of those things. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Because they're showing the results on the ticker before actually you get to see it on TV, so that kind of sucks. Also, you know, I have all my shows that I usually watch are on DVR now. So after the Olympics are over, I'm gonna have to go binge watch, you know, food truck race. And I don't know, yeah, stuff like that. But it's the Olympics, yeah. So right out of the gate, the glam sports, swimming, gymnastics. It seems like day one there's a medal, day two there's a medal, day three it's like. Especially in swimming. Gymnastics takes a little bit longer, but you know, swimming, yeah, right out of the gates, like a medal. The whole big hype coming out at the beginning was that you know, the whole Australia and USA rivalry. I don't know why I just did that, but anyways, scissoring. Just kidding. But yeah, so the Australia, but there's a bunch of teams there that I didn't know about. Japan, China, France, Canada have some really good swimmers on there. So it's not just Australia versus USA. There's other teams there that are like, yeah, okay, they're, you know, they're pretty good too. The big thing was Katie Ledecky finally getting her 13th medal and surpassing all women in any sport of all time for medals or whatever. That was pretty, and her showing emotion, because she's not known for her emotion that much, and her slapping the water, and yeah, that was like, and she's not that old. I think she's only like, what, 27? So, I mean, am I right? I'll have to check that out later. But anyways, yeah, I mean, you could definitely be around for the next one, LA for sure, right? And she's swimming that 1,500 meter thing, and she is so far freaking ahead of everybody else. I'm like, I mean, it's like half a pool length. She's up. So I'm talking to my girlfriend. I'm like, can she just like tread water for a while if she wants to? Maybe just slow down, conserve some energy. You know, like tread water. It's called the freestyle. So can she like, I don't know, breaststroke a little bit of the way if she wants to, you know, or like, you know, backstroke a little bit, float, whatever, a little ways if she wants to, because she was so far ahead, she could have done that. So I'm wondering, somebody look that up. Is that against the rules? Is it against the rules because it's called freestyle, right? That means you can, because this is actually, I believe, called the Australian crawl, if I'm not mistaken, technically. But anyways, so freestyle means you can do whatever you want to do. The other interesting thing about, I was watching Michael Phelps, and there's that French swimmer guy, Leon Marchand, and he's swimming, and he showed Michael Phelps this too, and he's, yeah, and I'm like going, okay, well, first of all, there was no other Americans in the race, so, okay, I get it. You're rooting for you, but I started thinking, I wonder how much, you know, that enthusiasm would go if there was an American in the race. Just wondering. But, yeah, different stroke for Katie Ledecky, maybe, and speaking of different strokes, who the hell came up with the butterfly? Why would anybody have to or want to swim the butterfly? I mean, I get over Australian crawl, whatever you call it. I get the backstroke because, you know, I do that. I get breaststroke because that's, you know, oh, my ship's sinking. I think I'm going to swim to shore using the butterfly stroke. What the F? I mean, really? Who came up with that? What sadistic mother came up with? I'm trying to think in my mind, well, what other stupid swimming thing can we come up with? You know, and you point your head, synchronized swimming, synchronized swimming, well, there you go. So the gymnastics portion of the program was pretty much supposed to be a redemption tour for Simone Biles after the whole twisty situation in Tokyo, and nailed it. Nailed it. Team gold, all around gold. There's probably a third thing in there too, but we'll just go with that. But the real story to me was men's gymnastics. Bronze medal for the first time since 2008. We've never been really a gold medal team. I think the last time we won a gold medal was about, what, 1984 or something like that. But man, when you saw those guys win that, and they knew that they had won the bronze medal, man, they were acting like they won the gold medal. They were like, oh my God, we got a medal, got a medal. And then there was that pommel horse guy. I can't remember his name, Steve something or whatever, and his sole purpose for being there was to do the pommel. Kind of like the kicker on the football team. It's like all the other guys, they put up the points, put up the scores like that, but then this one guy comes in, and hits his specialty. And his specialty is to frickin' kick that ball through the uprights. Or do the pommel. And it's like, and all of a sudden, the guy gets off the pommel, and he's like standing, and everybody's like, whoa, yeah, you just did a great bye. He's put us over. He just won us the game, Kicker is like, and it's like, they're picking him up, and they're like, oh, yeah, and he's like, it's like, I mean, you can almost hear, Rudy, in the background. It's like, yeah, I mean, but that was actually probably the cooler moment than the women winning the all around gold medal. Was the men getting the bronze medal. One thing I noticed about gymnastics, men's and women's, is that why aren't they the same? Because the women do, excuse me, the women do 4 disciplines. They do the floor, the vault, balance beam, and uneven parallel bars. Whereas the men do 6 events. Floor exercise, a vault, parallel bars, single bar, pommel bars. Now, I actually looked into this. And there's, depending on what you see there's been several various theories. Because apparently the women and men did the same disciplines way back when. But then it kind of got split up, and I guess people wanted to separate the men's and women's gymnastics so they would be more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not separate, but they'd be more like, individual, distinct, I guess. Then there's some people saying, oh, the reason was because they wanted to do these other things to accentuate the female form. So, oh, sexism in the Olympics? Hello. This brings me to, why do the women wear these tight, like, things, whereas the men, well, actually, the men actually also wear a leotard, but they, for certain disciplines, wear either these baggy pants or the shorts over top of their leotard. But yeah, the women, let's show off that, well, I was going to say camel toe, but they have something down there so that doesn't happen. But I mean, so why don't the men wear, like, regular, tight compression pants or something like that? Why do they have the baggy pants on, for the one thing, and the shorts on for the other thing? Why don't you just wear like a Speedo type lead? Just wondering. I mean, is it because it's tradition? What if somebody did that? Just wondering. Just one of those things I wonder about. But yeah, swimming, gymnastics, the first week pretty much dominate the first week of the Olympics, and so now we're gonna go, week 2. All right, so let's get into my shorts, and much like the last segment, there are some baggy shorts. I saw some people wondering if sumo wrestling was in the Olympics, and one person said, yeah, well, yeah, I think it is, but in order for a sport to be in the Olympics, it has to be sanctioned or have some kind of sanctioned body, or I'm not really sure about number of participants, from like 75 countries for men, 40 for women. So the fact that they didn't know that sumo wrestling isn't a big sport worldwide was a little bit intriguing, because they're a sports show and they talk about sports, but they don't know that. Yeah. Back in the 80s, there was this drink called Sex on the Beach, very popular drink. And so when I watched women's beach volleyball, one of the more surprising things or cooler things about this past week in the Olympics is that the United States has been winning gold medals and medals in sports that they usually are not associated with. The rowing men's 4 won a gold medal. The fencing women won a gold medal. And team. And I mean, I got choked up. And it's like all of a sudden we're like, these sports that were kind of like a afterthought to us are now becoming like, whoa, what? We won a gold medal in fencing? We won a gold medal in rowing for the first time in 64 freaking years? Yeah, so that's been a really, really cool part of the whole the process of the whole Olympics. So, all of the medals, the Olympic medals, have a piece of the Eiffel Tower embedded in them. Apparently, the company that designed the medals, I guess the Eiffel Tower had been renovated, or certain parts. I mean, the thing's freaking over 100 years. What, 1887? So it's like 100 blah 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 years. So it's like, so just pieces of metal that had to be replaced because of wear and tear or oxidation or what, I don't know, whatever. But anyways, so this company said, hey, give us that metal that's been, like, you know, replaced, and we'll take that. And so they put a piece of the, now I don't know how old the metal is. I mean, I don't know if the metal is from 1887, the original thing, or it's from, like, I'm pretty sure that over the years certain sections have been replaced or whatever. But I mean, regardless, it's part of the freaking Eiffel Tower at some point. So, I mean, I would love to have a, even if you give me like a little chunk and say, oh, this is part, it's like a little chunk like that, I would put it in glass and, you know, or resin or something, and say, yeah, resin, that's cool. Put a little, one of those resin balls, you know, a little podium pedestal. All right, some Cleophile moments. The Jack in the Box commercial with Deadpool is he stroking off the chicken nugget? I mean, we've come a long way. We've come a long way on TV. When we go from, like, oh, Lucy and Ricky can't be seen sleeping in the same bed, to Deadpool is stroking off a nugget. Stroking it off. Why is the Uber commercial using I Want to Hold Your Hand song by the Beatles as their background song while they're talking about how they're going to be able to show up with your stuff? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other songs that would be better suited. Right off the top of my head, I'll Be There, Jackson 5. I'll be there, I'll be there. Just call my name, Uber, and I'll be, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's a few others there. Maybe it wasn't as upbeat, whatever, but I'm pretty sure there's probably about 100 other songs you could have picked for that one. But yeah, sure. Uber, I'll be there. Uber, I want to hold your hand. And yeah, I gotta give a shout out to the funny commercial, the Miller can torch for the guy, dun 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 dun. I don't know the songs, but he's like, you know, running with the Miller. I mean, I'm shitty beer, funny commercial. All right, so second week of the Olympics are coming up here. We got track and field coming up. We got boxing coming up. Boxing's a weird thing because when I was growing up, that was a big thing. Teofilo Stevenson, George Foreman, Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, you got these. You know, that was a big thing. Boxing and track and field were probably pretty much the glam sports of the second week. But boxing has been kind of on the ropes lately. Scandal, corruption. So I guess the IOC took over the boxing thing because the previous administration was so screwed up. Anyways, but right out of the gate, we got controversy because well, there's a couple of fighters that were banned from fighting in the women's division because, well, I don't know. I mean, are they girls or are they guys? Because I've seen them and they look like guys, but that's not to say that just because you dude looks like a lady or a lady looks like a dude or whatever can be. But I guess, you know, I mean, there's tests done and there's like, and I heard something about, well, their passports say that they're women, so therefore, I don't know. I don't know. In this day and age of transgender sports happening, I don't know. Oh, just for the record, everybody, levels of testosterone are not an indicator of whether you are female or male. So, I know people want to keep shoving that testosterone thing at you. Testosterone, oh, you gotta shoot. That's not the main issue. The testosterone levels are not the main issue. Because women do have testosterone levels, okay? So, just saying. But, yeah, I mean, slippery slope, I guess you could call it. But, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But anyways, yeah, so coming up, we got boxing, we got track and field. Although it's not called track and field anymore, it's called athletics. I'm like searching on my phone, I'm like, oh, where's the track and field? I'm like, no, it's called athletics. Oh, okay, it's no longer called track and field. I don't know why. Maybe somebody can enlighten me. Oh, and of course we'll have basketball and other pool play sports trudging along during the week. We need more golds. We need more gold medals, U.S., because we got a lot of medals, but they're like a lot of silvers. And we're like, we need more golds. So hopefully track and field and boxing and I don't know what else is coming up. What else? They're doing shooting now. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, yeah, we need more gold medals. Yeah, more gold medals. All right, that's the show for tonight. WWE is not a sport. And Jim Plunkett should be in the Hall of Fame. Peace out.